Israel Central, this video shows the impact of an outbreak in Tel Aviv. You can see this explosion in the footage from the security camera provided by the Israeli police. No one was injured in this specific impact, but there are reports of injuries in the outskirts of Tel Aviv after an apartment was hit by one of these fragmentation munitions. During the night, missile interceptors flew over the skies of central Israel, shooting down part of this enemy fire. It has been a difficult night for the Israeli people who spent much of the time in bomb shelters due to these new Iranian attacks. A deputy police spokesperson discussed the night's events.
As a result of the missile impact, there were fires in several vehicles and damage to various buildings. Together with the forces of the Home Front Command, the MDA service, and the security forces, at this moment, we have found that 3 people were lightly injured. At the moment, we are working to inspect the inside of the buildings to make sure no one is trapped inside and, of course, to isolate the area.
Israel launches new attacks against the Iranian regime. Watch this video from Friday. They are heavily attacking the Islamic Republic, including launch sites and missile stockpiles. The world is focusing on the Persian Gulf and the Strait of Hormuz, where Iran still threatens this crucial route.
The Strait of Hormuz will be closed to navigation. No American Navy ship will be allowed to enter the Persian Gulf. The presence of the United States in the Persian Gulf has been the main cause of insecurity for the past 50 years. Security in the region can't be established unless the United States leaves the Persian Gulf.
The Iranians are speaking and the Americans are attacking the USA. CENTCOM released this video from Friday from Karg Island, which processes 95% of Iranian oil. After attacks there, Trump said over the weekend, "We totally destroyed Karg Island, but maybe we'll attack it again for fun. We completely decimated it. We expect an increase in attacks from Zua, and there will be Israeli attacks in the coming hours." We saw refueling planes flying over the region so that jets can hit targets in Iranian territory.
All right, Trey Yanks live from Tel Aviv. Trey, thank you very much. Thank you.
Trey, that's it.
Let's call Shannon Brame, anchor of Fox News Sunday and Fox News chief legal correspondent. And Shannon, did you see Trey's report there? But here at home, we've had 4 different terrorist attacks in New York, Michigan, Texas, and Virginia. And even so, the funding for the Department of Homeland Security, DHS, still hasn't been released. The Democrats, except for John Fetterman, are all resisting. Chuck Schumer doesn't seem to realize that this feeling is growing, that the DHS needs to fulfill its main function with this security mission for the country. What do you think is going to happen in Washington this week?
Yes, and now we've asked more than 100,000 DHS employees and their agencies to work without pay. And of course, they're considered essential. They are, so we're asking a lot from these people. And today I'm going to ask Congressman Jim Himes and Congressman Mike McCall, what is their plan on Fox News Sunday to move this forward? Because both Democrats and Republicans have been sounding the alarm. In recent years, during several administrations, they've been saying that the level of threat we have here in the country now is growing completely out of the ordinary. Remember Christopher Wray, the former head of the FBI, when he said there were red lights flashing everywhere? Nothing has changed at all.
Yes, absolutely. And it's interesting, too, because you see that the administration is going to nominate Markwayne Mullin for this hearing. Do you think that's going to speed things up? And also, you know, with the war regarding the recent terrorist attacks mentioned, polls show that the country is divided. About 60% believe that Iran is definitely a threat. 61%. 50% say that we should go to war. The other 50% say no. According to this survey, which we just analyzed this morning, well, a terrorist attack would really happen. Setting these surveys, these numbers in the wrong direction. For the president, it's vital that Trump, before this election, ensures national security. And funding is fundamental for that.
Yes. And we know that the people at DHS and its agencies work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, to make sure that no dangerous individual or cell goes unnoticed and causes chaos. As you said, we've lost people recently in several attacks here on our own soil, but we've been vigilant about these issues since September 11 with the creation of DHS. You mentioned Markwayne Mullin, and he's a senator. Now, I think that makes him more acceptable. For him to get through confirmation, these are his people. They know him. We don't expect, unless there's some surprise, that he'll have any problems. This week, He can reset the conversation. The left didn't like Secretary Noam. Now it's a new chapter. We can start over and move forward.
Yes, it would be a very positive development if it did happen. Yes.
So, the big picture is that the administration replaced the DHS secretary. Do you have new tactics? Do you have Republicans agreeing with the idea of agents using body cameras for security? Well, there has been a lot of concession from that side, and yet there doesn't seem to be any pressure among Democrats for anything to be done about it.
Well, that's the point, she said. Body cameras, oh, funded, we know. Body cameras and de-escalation training already have funding. As Senator Fetterman said over the weekend, nothing to do with ICE when discussing the DHS. You're telling people to work without pay for something that's not even part of the conversation. So both sides are pointing fingers at each other to see who's to blame. But I ask all around Washington, and I don't even know who's talking to whom. We saw Schumer and Tooney in the Senate a few days ago, and that was the only negotiation we heard about. Maybe something is happening behind the scenes and there's some progress. Maybe if Senator Mullen becomes secretary, he can restart this in another way. But I don't see the exits from the highway.
Senator Slotkin in Michigan spoke out, and they decided to fund this, yes, after what happened, that there was a terrorist attack in...
Right after she voted, right? Against funding this, against it, yes. Besides that, Ambassador Waltz is coming up.
Yes, Ambassador Waltz. We will talk to him about the Strait of Hormuz and the enriched uranium that we believe Iran possesses. Military experts will explain the overall situation and exactly where we stand. With the panel, the show promises to be quite lively.
Yes, it sounds like a great show. Thank you for...
Thank you.
Shannon, so far, at this moment, your assessment based on what you're seeing and also on what you've experienced in the past.
Yes, hello everyone. Good morning. At midnight, there were 7 Iranian ballistic missile attacks against Tel Aviv. São ataques menores, mas frequentes. And we saw about an hour and 15 minutes ago that one of them had cluster munitions attached to a missile that broke apart over the sky of Tel Aviv, causing significant damage to the ground below. There are no reports of injuries, but we have some videos of the interceptions at night. Thank you, thank you. They were working to shoot down enemy fire during the early morning hours. You can see those interceptors crossing the sky to take down that enemy fire. Shrapnel hit the area at night, damaging cars and slightly injuring people who were nearby. Look at the wreckage in central Israel. Rescue workers remain on alert, arriving quickly to provide assistance and allow the bomb squad to operate. At the scene, a deputy police commander spoke about the attacks during the night. Thank you.
As a result of the missile impact, there were fires in several vehicles and damage to various buildings. Together with the Home Front Command Forces, the MDA Service, and the security forces, at this moment, we have confirmed that 3 people were lightly injured. Currently, we are inspecting the buildings to ensure no one is trapped and to isolate the area.
Meanwhile, the Israelis are attacking new targets in Iran, launching strikes this morning against the western part of the country. Take a look at the footage from Friday showing the intensity of the Israeli bombardment. The focus remains on the Persian Gulf, where the ZUA Central Command is attacking Iranian targets to keep the route open. A member of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard said over the weekend,
The Strait of Hormuz will not be open to navigation, and no American Navy ship will be allowed to enter the Persian Gulf. The presence of the United States in the Persian Gulf has been the main cause of insecurity for the past 50 years. It is not possible to establish security in the region without the United States leaving the Persian Gulf.
Americans attack new targets in the Persian Gulf, including Karg Island. On Friday, massive attacks hit this critical area for Iran's oil. Up to 95% of the oil is processed on this island in the Gulf. Trump spoke in an interview over the weekend saying, "We totally destroyed Karg Island, but maybe we'll attack it more times. For fun, we decimated it. The United States and Israel are pressuring Iran, launching attacks against Israel and Gulf countries." Guys, Trey.
Israeli intelligence has a new plan to target Iran's Quds force. What do you know about that?
A senior Israeli security official told Fox News that they have opened what they are calling the Quds dossier to systematically pursue this branch of Iran's Revolutionary Guard. Across the Middle East, they have eliminated 7 senior officials in Lebanon and destroyed, according to this official, 17 out of 20 cargo planes used to transport weapons and components to regional representatives. To show how dynamic the situation is, this happened while I spoke to a senior official. Israeli security official updated the death toll in Lebanon, saying they had eliminated a 7th senior official responsible for the Air Force components. According to Iranian representatives, this official keeps saying that these cargo planes were used to transfer weapons into the hands of Hezbollah and Iranian militias in Iraq. For years, transporting many bad things in them: electronic boards, missiles, rockets, advanced missiles, surface-to-sea missiles, anti-aircraft missiles. The official goes on to talk about the new intelligence mechanisms used against Iran and explains that there has been a focused effort over the past month. We call this the Quds file, and the goal was to map the entire operational architecture of Iran's Quds force. So I asked this official how long this will last and how many officials they are going to prosecute. They added that they are going to hunt down these Quds force members throughout the Middle East to ensure they can't support those regional groups that continue attacks against Israel. Earlier this morning, Hezbollah launched new rockets across the border personally.
All right, Trey, thank you.